Well, we've got more big news on tariffs today, with US President Donald Trump imposing an extra 25% tariff on Indian goods, and he's threatening another big tariff on semiconductors. The US President has also held a press conference with the tech giant Apple, where its chief executive promised to spend another $100 billion on manufacturing products in the United States. Apple's phones and other electronics are made in markets like China, and they're facing huge tariff bills as a result. Donald Trump is saying that Apple is now coming home.
Going to be putting a very large tariff on chips and semiconductors. But the good news for companies like Apple is if you're building in the United States or have committed to build, without question committed to build in the United States, there will be no charge.
Right here in America, we're going to keep hiring in America. And we're going to keep building technologies at the heart of our products right here in America. Because we're a proud American company, and we believe deeply in the promise of this great nation.
Now, for more news or more analysis of this tariff news, we're joined now by economic analyst Susan Stone. Susan, thank you so much for your time this morning. Another fresh round of tariff news. Now, let's just start with that Apple news we've just heard. Do you actually see it as realistic that Apple could bring a lot of its manufacturing to the United States? And wouldn't this just push up prices?
Thanks for having me. Yes, the tariff news continues. And as Apple has already made pledges to invest $500 billion, this is an additional 100, bringing the total to $600 billion. And as Trump said, he wants pledges. They don't actually have to come to fruition. Apple has not said exactly what it's going to be investing in or what part of the supply chain it plans to bring back to the U.S. But as you point out, these electronic supply chains are quite complicated. They can involve to 30, 40 countries across the globe. To completely bring all of that back to the U.S. Is probably unrealistic. And we still don't know to what extent inputs that aren't brought back to the U.S. will be subject to tariffs, or is the fact that they are doing some part of that manufacturing in the U.S. means the other inputs will be exempt from tariffs. All of this is still yet to be either worked out or disclosed. So these right now are just kind of big announcements without a lot of detail behind them.
Yeah, if you just noticed there, we have had the Apple announcement, but it's unclear if this is about making laptops in the States or if it's to do with things like boosting investment in artificial intelligence, but doing this in the United States. How much of this do you see as just companies saving face in the face of these tariffs?
Well, companies for a while now, even under the Biden administration, there were very large subsidies put in place to bring back semiconductor and other advanced technology manufacturing back to the U.S. There are concerns about having much of this technology going to China and basically allowing China to become a major competitor even faster than they already are. And so this trend of moving this investment back to the U.S. or back to what we call, reliable or friendly partners, which used to be India, but that appears to be on shaky grounds now, has been in the works for quite a few years. So we do know some of it has been coming back. There have been announcements for more semiconductor manufacturing, but these things, they take a long time. They're very expensive to build. They're very complicated manufacturing processes. So even if you announce it today, these things won't come online for years and billions of dollars into the future. So it remains to be seen if they're going to just try to put some quick wins on the board. We do know that they have announced they're going to expand production of recycled rare earth materials that's already happening in Texas. So that could go as part of this deal. And they say, as you point out, they're going to be advancing in advanced technologies, but whether that's AI and robotics or whether it's manufacturing that actually is going to generate jobs, we have yet to see.